In this video, we will be discussing the administration aspects. When considering this, there are two distinct areas. Firstly, what you will need to do to ensure maximum participation from your parents, staff and students. The more responses that you achieve, the greater the validity of the data. For example, for paper, we recommend that the survey is distributed to parents on a Monday, allowing a full 2 weeks unbroken by holidays for the return of the questionnaires. We also recommend that student questionnaires are completed in class, for example during form time or PHSE lessons, so that every student has the chance to complete a questionnaire. We recommend that all 3 surveys would need to be completed within the same time frame to ensure consistency when a combined survey report is run. For the surveys to be set up, we need certain criteria completed. If you are used to using GL assessment products, it is worth noting here that the KR surveys are provided via a different platform. Here, James Ling describes how regularly they carry out the surveys and the time of year that suits their school community the best.
So we survey stakeholders once a year, and we survey them around this time in May half term. We find this is an appropriate time because it actually means we get a good return from staff. Many of our pupils are now on study leave, so we feel that staff have got a little bit more time to actually fill it in. And after half term, we tend to survey the pupils just after their internal exams, and we get a nice measure after that because we feel this is going to be a point where they're going to be very reflective about their education and the whole year's process, if you like. It also means that we can send out the parent survey before half term, so it gives them a nice long run in and time to reflect and think about that. So I think probably a period of about 3 weeks, and we're looking at doing the different stakeholders at slightly different points within those 3 weeks, but making sure that we've given each specific group time to fill in and return the surveys to us.
Secondly, we will take you through the technical aspects of ordering a Kirkland Rowell survey. The steps are logging in and building your establishment profile, selecting survey criteria, completing your order including terms and conditions, approving your survey, delivery and distribution, returning your data, and finally downloading reports. Step 1. Logging in and building your establishment profile. You will need to log in to our designated KRS system, which is a secure web-based application. Once you have contacted customer services, they will provide you with a unique login which only you will have access to. Your username will be your email and your password will be automatically set as a default password. This must be changed the first time you log in. If you are using Google Chrome, then you must make sure that the language settings are United Kingdom. Once you've logged on, you will see 3 options. Select the top option, Order or Review New Surveys. Click into the icon and you will then see the options to start your new order. If you are a secondary school, you can build all 3 surveys at the same time. If you are a primary school, then your parent and pupil surveys must be built separately. Online surveys are distributed by email for the school to distribute by mail merge and will need to be closed by the school prior to analysis. Paper surveys will be sent out to the school for distribution. Schools return completed questionnaires to us by courier. If you are unsure of which version of the survey you wish to order, please call our support team who will be able to discuss this with you. Their details are provided at the end of this video. The survey distribution date must be at least 2 weeks from the date of ordering. This is to allow for your surveys to be proofread and amended where necessary. We also require 5 clear working days for production and dispatch. This is also applicable to online surveys. Any surveys not approved by the school within this time may cause a delay in your desired distribution date. On the census data page, you should enter the number of pupils you have in each year group. Please note the total number of questionnaires is not automatically calculated. This section must be completed so we know how many questionnaires or logins you will require. It will also form the basis of your subsequent analysis. At this stage, you can rename your year groups to reflect the language used in school. Please note that year group names and ages may be queried later by our support team. Now that you've built your establishment profile, let's move on to selecting your survey criteria. You will start with academic subjects and the year groups taught them. You'll then move on to the additional survey criteria, 18 criteria from a menu of 30. You can then choose your unique and extra analysis questions, any topical issues within your school, for example, a change of uniform. If at any point you need to stop your order in order to return to it later, please select the Save and Return option. Please note, if you do not complete the online order form in one go, if you choose to change the order of your subjects and/or additional criteria, saving does not lock the changes. The order will revert to the previously saved version. We recommend that, if you change your criteria, you click for a new draft questionnaire. This will rebuild your questionnaire with your new changes, which will then be saved. Next, we need to know the year group studying each subject. This allows us to remove responses from years not taught a particular subject. Such erroneous responses can alter your results dramatically. You can now select some additional criteria that may be important to your school. These are non-academic areas referring to the life of the school, and they follow on from the fixed priorities. The process for choosing your additional criteria is the same as the process followed before for your academic subjects. These criteria can be tailored to your local inspection framework or chosen by you to fit your school's specific needs. You can enter unique criteria of particular interest to you. However, these criteria will need to be approved by our analysis team, potentially slowing down your order. If you are ordering several surveys at once, you will be asked to select the additional criteria for each survey in turn. Are there any unique questions that you would like to include? This is where your school can choose a number of extra questions to be included on the questionnaire to investigate issues of particular importance to you. Please note these will not be compared against national norms. All question text and answer options chosen at this point will need to be approved by the analysis team prior to inclusion. We would recommend a maximum of 4 unique questions for any survey. If you are ordering several surveys at once, you will be asked to select the unique questions for each survey in turn. If you are looking for written feedback rather than numbers of responses, then select Open-ended response from the drop-down options. These responses will be sent back to you with your stakeholder comments. We do not, however, provide analysis of this section. It is also possible to include some extra analysis. As with your unique questions, this is an area where the school can choose extra questions to investigate issues of particular importance. The difference here is that your survey criteria, academics, fixed priorities, importance, additionals, overall, recommended, and homework will be broken down and analysed by the question you choose. It works like this. Extra analysis questions can only be asked on a 2-point scale: true, false, yes, no, day student, border. Your scores will be split in 2 by the responses to this question for all survey criteria. Any statistically significant difference between the responses given by these 2 groups will be highlighted in your report. For the parent survey, you now have the option to provide details about your feeder schools. You now have the opportunity to amend the letter for the parent and/or staff survey. You should take this opportunity to amend the letter as you see fit. However, all changes need to be approved by our support team prior to distribution. At this point, you can customise your letter by uploading your school logo. We also recommend you upload a scan of your head teacher's signature. If you experience difficulties with this upload process, please either complete the additional comments dialog box or call our support team who will be able to assist you. The final step of your order is for you to choose whether or not you require a combined executive report. The Combined Executive Report, CER, compares the scores received for the main survey criteria, academics, fixed priorities, importance, additionals, overall and homework across your parent, pupil and staff surveys where appropriate. It also produces a summary of your self-evaluation report sections. If you do save and return at a later point, you will see a menu with ticks for completed areas and pencils for areas yet to complete. Next, you need to read and agree to the terms and conditions. If you select I agree, that is place order, then you have committed to this survey and you will be charged. This applies to all of the surveys you order through this process. Once you've agreed to place an order, you will be taken back to the screen with all your ordered surveys. By clicking into the option Review Survey Order, you will be taken back to the menu displaying your progress through the order. This menu now gives you the option to download a draft questionnaire for your approval. We now move on to getting your survey approved. Once you have ordered your surveys and made any additional amendments, your questionnaires will be passed to our support team for approval. If your questionnaire requires no adjustment, then it will be emailed to you for sign-off. If you have ordered an online survey, the same proofing process will apply. Only the drafts you will be sent will be in the form of links to our online survey platform. If your questionnaire requires additional work, approval of unique questions or unique criteria, benchmark approval of minority academic subjects, approval of changes to the letter, then it will be checked by the analysis team. Please note, the more amendments you make to your questionnaire during this proofing stage, the longer the process as a whole will take. Once approved by the analysis team, the questionnaire will be passed back to you for further amendments, approval or sign-off. We are now ready for delivery and distribution of the survey. Once you have signed off your questionnaire, we will send your document to our production department, who will print all the surveys and dispatch to your school by courier or by making the link to the survey live. Once you have completed your surveys, we then need your data back so that we can compile your reports. Once you are satisfied that you have received as many survey responses as you are likely to get, you should return them to us. It is important that you see as much feedback from as many stakeholders as possible to ensure that you have as complete a data set as possible. Here, James discusses the approach at his school for maximising the survey returns.
So to get the maximum participation from stakeholders, we operate a mixed method for the delivery of the surveys. We actually do the parent survey online, and we find that this is actually the most efficient way for them to get buy-in. A lot of our parents have very busy working lives, and there's a big media hub around southwest London. And we find that communicating with them electronically, we actually get a much larger buy-in. Also, we find it a more secure system of delivery because, inevitably pupils will forget to deliver the paper copy. So we're finding we get a much bigger buy-in from the electronic survey. However, for pupils and staff, we do it differently. We actually give them a paper copy and we allocate them some time to actually fill in and go through the questionnaires. So we'll allocate some time during a PSHE slot for pupils, and we'll allocate some time for staff during an inset so that they actually will then fill it in, consider it, and then deliver it back to us almost immediately. And that way we've gone from 30 to 40% returns to well over 50% and into 60 and 70% sometimes.
For paper-based surveys, you will need to package the questionnaires, still in their return envelopes, in a box and arrange collection by a courier. The surveys need to be returned to GLDS, Swindon. For digital surveys, you will need to inform us of the closure of your survey by contacting our support team. We will never close a survey without instruction from you. Once this has been done, we will make a start on your reports. Please allow 4 to 6 weeks for the completion of your reports. Your reports will be run within the KRS platform. This speeds up the process and ensures that the report is based on your school data. On completion, your reports will be uploaded to you through our reporting system, TRS, and you will be sent an email asking you to log on to TRS using your login described earlier. You will need to go to the Securely Send and Receive icon. This will take you to a list of your reports ready for you to download. Please note Kirkenvale reports are always held under the Securely Send and Receive icon and not the Reports icon. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any queries, please contact our customer services team.